All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at four, frankly, brilliant upgrades in the MGC-400 configurator, version 2.2.2. And trust me, these aren't just little tweaks. We're talking about changes designed to really speed up your workflow and save you some serious time out on the job. So let me just ask you this. How much of your life have you spent just staring at a progress bar? Just waiting for a job to finally send to a panel? It's one of those little things that gets so frustrating. And it really adds up, right? Well, you can say goodbye to that wait. The first feature, and honestly, I think this one is the biggest game changer of the bunch, is called Quick Send. And it's designed to take that wait time and just practically eliminate it. Okay, let's really put this in perspective. The old way. You had to send the entire job file every single time. That could easily take a minute, maybe even longer if you had a fully loaded job. The new way with Quick Send, we're talking about 2 seconds. No, that is not a typo. From over a minute down to seconds. It's wild. So what's the bottom line here? We're talking about a process that is now over 95% faster. Just think about how many times you send a job when you're commissioning a site or trying to troubleshoot something. All those seconds you're saving, they're going to add up into hours super quickly. So what's the magic trick here? Well, the logic is actually pretty simple and really smart. QuickSend is intelligent. Instead of rebuilding and resending the entire job file from scratch, it just looks at what you've actually changed, and it sends only those updated bits of information. It's selective, it's smart, and it is incredibly fast. Okay, let's move on to our next big upgrade, which builds right on that theme of efficiency. Now we're going to talk about simplifying those really complex setups, specifically when you're working with the INX-10A. So if you've ever had to configure an INX-10A, you know the old routine. It was this whole manual process of adding every single device one by one. I mean, for a basic single-stage setup, you might have to add 7 or more devices just to get it going. It was tedious, and it definitely left a lot of room for mistake. All of that is gone. Seriously, now it's just one click. All that manual work, all that clicking, yeah, that's been replaced by a single action. The configurator now has these built-in templates for all the most common INX-10 setups. So whether you need a single stage or a 2-stage with enhanced reporting, you just pick the template you need and bam, the software instantly populates all the required devices for you. It is a huge time saver. All right, next up, we've got 2 fantastic quality of life improvements. They might seem small on the surface, but these are exactly the kind of quick wins in your workflow that you'll end up using dozens of times a day. First up, you can finally stop the endless scrolling. Instead of clicking that first device, holding down Shift, and then scrolling all the way to the bottom of some super long list, you can now just use the shortcut we all know and love, Ctrl+A to select all. It's instant, and it works across multiple sections in the configurator. Such a simple change, but it makes a huge difference. And hey, what about those moments where you accidentally delete something? Come on, we've all been there. You make one wrong click, a whole group of devices just vanishes, and you have that little heart-stopping moment where you think, oh no, I need those back. Well, now you've got a safety net, the new undo and redo functions. Now, it is important to note this applies to actions that change the actual database file. Things like adding a device, deleting one, or changing an address. It's not going to work on visual tweaks like resizing your columns because those are saved differently. But for all the critical stuff, you can now reverse your mistakes with a simple Ctrl+Z. So when you put all 4 of these updates together, what you're really getting is more than just a few new buttons. You're getting a totally new, a faster, and a much more forgiving workflow. So let's just recap those key takeaways real quick. Number 1, you can send jobs over 95% faster with Quick Send. 2, you can build those complex INX-10 setups in a single click. 3, you can instantly select all your devices with Ctrl+A. And 4, you can reverse those critical mistakes with undo and redo. Each one of these features is a really powerful tool on its own. But when you put them all together, they represent a major leap forward in efficiency. So the only real question left is, what are you going to do with all that time you save?